The first question I have for you, chat, the question for the day before we dive into anything else on this live stream. But first, make sure you give this live stream a thumbs up though, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Which anime do you think fell off the hardest? I feel like we have options. We have some pretty good options, you know? I have some in mind, but I want to see what you guys say. Sword Art Online, Black Clover, Akainu. It would be Akainu. It would be an Akainu type person to go and pull up on Black Clover. Are you trolling me? Or do you really think Black Clover fell off? Because Black Clover, let me calm down. Okay, so we have Tokyo Ghoul, Platinum End, Ryuzaki. Yeah, Platinum End, man. That's an anime I dropped quickly, just expeditiously, bro. I just gone. Black Clover never fell off. So let's stop the Black Clover talk. But I'm seeing some good shouts here. I see Sword Art Online. I mean, did it really? I didn't watch Sword Art Online like when it was popular, I guess. You know, I started watching it, man, when did I start watching? Just a few years ago. I caught up to SAO before I watched anything of One Piece, you know? So I don't know if it really fell off or not. Promised Neverland for sure. Definitely for sure. Death Note? What do you think, chat? You think Death Note? Okay, I see what you mean, like towards the end, but I mean like fell off, you know, it was just like Promised Neverland, for example. Like when I started watching Promised Neverland, I dove into it right when I was binging a lot of anime, finally just falling down that, you know, wormhole when you start finding everything with anime. And I don't know. I don't know. Psychopaths, hey? Hey, appreciate you for the 5 pretzel. The first season was peaked, and second, third just got boring and didn't utilize the pot. But for me, I still enjoyed it though. Like, I know a lot of people say Tokyo Ghoul. Now for me, I watched Tokyo Ghoul anime before I even read anything in the manga. I'm using this as an example because of this. I could tell it fell off. Even though I didn't read the manga, as an anime only, when I got to, I forget what season it was. It was either the Tokyo Ghoul RE or whichever one it was. You could just see a significant drop. Like, of course, a little after season 1, but then a boom, just a big drop. And I'm like, damn. And then when I finally started, you know, being a content creator and everything and got serious with it, I started seeing the anime fan base talking about how like the manga's better. And I was like, dang. So I could even tell the drop off as just an anime only, just as a fan at that time, you know? My Hero Academia fall off is crazy. Now, Tokyo Revengers is an interesting one. That's a good take, honestly, in my opinion, because I do feel like the Tokyo Avengers hype, I said Avengers over here. Mikey is not Iron Man, bruh. Tokyo Revengers, I feel like the hype died off a bit, like after the first season. Like when I watched the first season, I was like, this is heat. 7 Deadly Sins, the animation. Now, I will say, I caught up to the 4 Nights of the Apocalypse on Netflix. The animation is a lot better. When we drop this, we can't fumble this again. Definitely, the last few seasons of 7 Deadly Sins, I mean, like, people were hyping up the Meliodas Escanor fight, I think it was, like, forever. And then when it got animated, I was like, this is it? And then I saw people, they were hot. They were like, what is this? They fumbled it. Shippuden, it's tough for me to judge. I wasn't watching it when it dropped. Like, you know, back then, in the very beginning of anime, I was always watching Dragon Ball and somehow other non-mainstream animes I was falling into, and I wasn't watching Naruto when it was coming out. I watched it after it was. I enjoyed Shippuden, but again, I'm talking about my point of view is, you know, I just dove into anime, watched Naruto. Your first time watching Naruto, remember that moment. So I'm just hyped whenever I get to Shippuden and I have all these hundreds of episodes to watch again. So it's kind of hard for me to be like, damn, I feel a fall off because it was just that good. So it's tough for me to be like, yeah, Shippuden is the fall off of Naruto. Now, I mean, of course, anyone can say Boruto, I guess. Boruto's in an interesting area right now. So I feel like Boruto's safe from that judgment right now. But I've been seeing a lot of SAOs. Is that why maybe Shangri-La Frontier is kind of capitalizing where SAO couldn't? Is that maybe the argument that some people are having there? Because in my opinion, Shangri-La Frontier wouldn't be able to run without SAO. You know what I mean? SAO walked so Shangri-La Frontier can run, because Shangri-La Frontier is heat. I enjoy it so much. The moment it started, I was like, it gave me heavy first season SAO type vibes for some reason, and then it just grabbed me from there. It's so good. I enjoy it. Devil is a part-timer was a fall off. I'm actually enjoying that. Animators fumble everything when it comes to big events. Watch the animators fumble the Beru fight, just like U20. I feel like if the animators would fumble any episode in Solo Leveling, I would 100 billion% be surprised. If they fumble that episode, you guys can clip this. If somehow, some way, this Solo Leveling episode coming up is not animated well, I'll shave my whole beard off. I'll just go babyface, man. Because look, I'm that confident in A1, bro. A1, they don't miss on times like this. Other studios might, but A1, their track record too good for me. The track record too good for me, okay? Too good for me. They just do too good. You know, I'm too confident in A1. So yeah, I'll shave my beard if A1 fumble it. And you can't be like, oh, Romans, look at this. Look at this. Oh, they fumbled it. And the scene is like what we think it's gonna be. You can't try and troll me. No, I'm that confident. I'm that confident. You're not gonna get babyface Romans. It's not gonna happen. Not yet. Oh man. You think Fire Force fell off? Really? I don't think Fire Force fell off. I just feel like Fire Force has a particular fan base set already, so they just always get in heated debates when people bring up like the fan service or something. I don't know, I just feel like it's always popular, like to a certain degree. A lot, like for example, right now with Black Clover, we're in a position right now that like in a year or so, you know, the conversation and tonnage is going to be different, because right now we can't, I'm not saying Black Clover fell off, because I'm an actual Black Clover fan. I know the reasonings why it's out of shonen and why the release schedule went and changed up. You know, a lot of people don't even know that. A lot of people don't know that he was over here holding his family down, his health and his wife's health, and that's why he switched everything up, you know. And so we're like, oh, Black Clover fell off. Nah, no. Black Clover's still here. That's why it's gonna be a surprise. Everyone's gonna act surprised when the anime comes back and certain things get animated. So I'm not worried about Black Clover. You know, it's not a Promised Neverland action for me, you know. Yeah, Tabata, he cooking. He stays cooking, man. He had to handle some things, man. That's like saying Hunter x Hunter fell off, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, to me, Hunter x Hunter's excluded from that. Man, the ant was hitting the Orwa, bro. And I knew it. The moment I saw this, I was like, man, the author knew exactly what they were doing here. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen interviews from the author of Solo Leveling, but I mean, heavy Chimera Ant vibe on that. I was like, damn. Damn. But cool. Yeah, I just wanted to see what animes you guys thought were like the biggest fall offs. You know, from my point, I think the chat was mainly saying a lot of Promised Neverland. I saw, what was it? Tokyo Ghoul, which was another good one. I feel like those are probably like the two biggest fumbles, right? I guess some said Sword Art Online, which was a shock to me. You know, Sword Art Online 1, so that's another one. I wouldn't say Fairy Tail fell off. I don't think Fairy Tail fell off. You know, I think Fairy Tail again is in that Fire Force niche, but I think people just I don't know, I enjoy Fairy Tail. I like the story and everything. Oh, power of friendship. You damn right, power of friendship. The world needs more of that. What we talking about? Now I can't think of any. I think Promised Neverland and Tokyo Ghoul might be the biggest ones, guys. That's what I think. Dragon Ball. Oh, and Seven Deadly Sins before the animation of, the Night of Apocalypse. 4 Nights of the Apocalypse. Yeah, I like that. Bro said Dragon Ball. Yeah, we're moving on now from that. We're moving on. Let's go to the games.